It's Jim with RawHyde Adventures here in beautiful Malaga, Spain on a gorgeous December afternoon. I gotta tell you, I don't think I have been this excited about anything in a long time. And what I mean by that is, just around the corner from me are 20 brand new BMW 1300 GSs. And these bikes are the very first bikes delivered anywhere in Europe, and they have been delivered to our friends at Edelweiss. And I have been invited to come to Spain, bring a group of RawHyde clients, and have an adventure on these gorgeous machines. Check this out. I'm gonna walk around the corner here. Have you ever seen such a beautiful sight? These bikes are all brand spanking new. Some of them, well, have got a few test miles on them. Like my bike has exactly 2 kilometers on it. And that's a couple of our Edelweiss guides over there. And here's my bike, my friend Tiberio right there. And I don't have the key yet. They haven't turned it over to us yet, but this bike has 2 kilometers on it. So I am really looking forward to putting the next, I don't know, 650, 700 kilometers. This is a pretty short ride through one of the most historic parts of Spain. The Andalusia region goes all the way back to the wars with the Moors and whatnot. And I can't wait. We're gonna see the Rock of Gibraltar, among other things. And this is a 6-day ride, and I invite you all to sort of travel vicariously with us. We will be posting up 3 videos a day about this experience. And so come along, take the ride, and check out Spain from our point of view. It's going to be magical, especially on all these brand new toys. Well, there's a huge amount of excitement here because Edelweiss has really gone out of their way to make this first experience on the 1300 GS between with RawHyde and Motos America to make this special. So they've brought their own photographer, videographer, which is Sophie right there on the right hand side of the screen. And all the guys are excitedly starting their bikes, just listening to the sound of that new 1300 motor. And this is going to be a spectacular experience. I think, like I said earlier, I don't think I've been this excited to ride a motorcycle in the last decade. So really looking forward to putting this new BMW through its paces. Seriously. Well, we have just spent the last 9 kilometers running through downtown Malaga, and we're heading out into the country now. This motorcycle I'm riding has now exactly 10.5 kilometers on it, maybe 6 miles. And it's kind of a gloomy day, but hey, it's a wonderful day to be riding a brand new BMW 1300 GS in Spain. So I invite everybody that can follow us on Instagram or Facebook to tag along with us over the next 5 or 6 days as we explore Spain on these new bikes. And I particularly begin to learn what they're all about. The most interesting thing I've seen so far is that over on the mirrors, they now have the safety triangles that many of us have on our cars. You'll see that yellow light just came on in the left mirror. That means a car is coming up behind me. So that's kind of a cool feature. And well, we'll learn more as we go. So come along with us, please. It'll be a great ride here in Andalusia, Spain. Well, day 1, we have just hit the road. That's Malaga out there in the distance, and we stopped at a beautiful overlook, and everybody's getting used to these bikes. The phrase that we've picked up on is familiar yet different, and we've been on the road for a half hour, 40 minutes, just stopped to take a break at this overlook, and everybody's comparing notes about the differences between their 1200s and their 1250s, et cetera, but impressive so far. The thing I've experimented with the most, because we're really in hilly country and we've been stopping at roundabouts and whatnot, is the minute you stop either uphill or downhill on any slanted surface, the brakes apply automatically and hold until you accelerate away. So they've changed the uphill start to just hill start, up or down. Well, this is sort of a unique place here. All the homes and restaurants and liquor stores are built into and under this big rock shelf, and this is part of the white villages that are endemic down here, I guess would be the right word. There's a whole region of them, and there's a historical aspect to why they're all white, but I don't know what it is yet. Well, it may seem hard to believe, but it's actually about 7:15 in the morning here in Frontera de los Arcos, Spain. And I'm standing on the balcony of a 300-year-old building that was the home of the mayor and has been converted into what here in Spain they call a Parador. And the Paradors are hotels operated by the government that are historic buildings from times gone by. And everything from medieval fortresses from the 12th century to abandoned monasteries and things like that. We've stayed at a couple of them so far, and it's just spectacular. And just over there is a fortress that was built 600 years ago, and it's just crazy cool. And the Spanish government has done an amazing job of saving their history and turning them into profit centers, which is awesome. And they're well run, they're gorgeous facilities, and so we stayed at Parador Los Arcos de Frontera last night with this beautiful church, and they've got some renovation going on here, apparently a new parking lot. So the view wasn't spectacular from my room last night, but these Paradors are just spectacular. I would say if you plan on ever taking a trip to Spain, you've got to make sure that you include some of the Paradors for your hotels. Really, really cool. Well, it is day 3. We're getting a little bit of a late start, but today we get to see the Rock of Gibraltar. I am really, really excited to see that. So we're just kind of queuing up here, waiting for everybody to join us, and we're going to hit the road. So let's see what unfolds today. It's been kind of a soupy morning, and the camera lens may be a bit fogged up, but right there is something I've heard about my whole life. I kind of always wanted to see, but I've never had the chance. That is the Rock of Gibraltar. We are all standing in line to get a passport stamp to go into the United Kingdom, the UK. I did not know that Great Britain or the UK owned Gibraltar. Just one of those random things you learn. I'm like a little tiny sliver of land at the edge of Spain owned by the UK. I just found that out this morning. But there you go, the Rock of Gibraltar. And it looks like over there on the right-hand side, there's what remains of an old fortress. Cool. Cool. I've heard about this ever since like 3rd grade history, entry to the Mediterranean Sea, the Rock of Gibraltar. All right, well, we are working our way up to passport control, and we are having a little adventure. Apparently we're not supposed to do this, but since we're tourists and don't know the difference, they're letting us slide, I guess. But anyway, it's passport control to get into Gibraltar, so yay. Hola, señor. Look at this. I get a Gibraltar passport stamp. Gracias, señor. Well, I don't know how good the video's gonna be, but that's awesome. Up close to the rock. There's a fortress over on the other side. I was told they built to defend against the Nazis in World War II. But holy Moses, I didn't think we were gonna get this close. How awesome is that? So we're inside St. Michael's Caverns, inside the Rock of Gibraltar. And they have this incredible light show inside this immense chamber that took millions of years to shape. So we are in St. Michael's Cave, inside the Rock of Gibraltar, and they do tours through this amazing cave structure. Unfreaking believable! Look at the stalactites coming down from the ceiling. What a beautiful view. But I wanted to take a minute and talk a little bit more about this motorcycle. I'm experimenting with some of the tech that's here, and one of the things they've done that's really going to be strange for anybody who has been riding the earlier model bikes with linked braking. We all know that the application of the front brake will share some of the brake pressure with the rear wheel. Well, now it's reversed. If you apply the rear brake, the front brake gets some shared brake pressure. So I'm not sure what the percentages are, but I can feel it through the pedals. If I come into a turn and I apply the rear brake, and then I reach for the front lever, it's hard to describe, but there's extra pressure there. So I'm just running down the road and I reach forward and I grab the front brake lever, there's a certain amount of play. But if I step hard on the rear brake and I reach for the front brake lever, there is no play, which indicates sort of a back pressure through the system. But it works really well. It's I actually like it way better than front brake application putting a little bit to the rear. So there's a little tiny tech update for the day as I meander the beautiful, beautiful backcountry of Andalusia.
Well, folks, it's been a frantic last 3 days as we've run through Andalusia. Man, I'm gonna do a little tech video that I've been wanting to do for the last 3 days, but our pace and the weather hasn't made it easy. So I'm in the parking garage of our hotel, and I'm gonna show you one of the, to me, really cool features of the new 1300 GS. That's why we came to Spain, was to ride these bikes and just kind of get a sense of what the differences are. And they are immense. There are so many differences, but I'm going to show you one really cool thing here. So I've put 700 and some odd kilometers on this bike this week, and there's just one feature that annoyed me immensely on the old 1250s and 1200s, and that was the fact that down there by the center stand there was this ear or peg that stuck out that you'd put your foot on to lift the bike up, and they've now made it retractable. Watch this. Boom. Just kick out that little lever right there. That makes it so easy. But there's one more incredibly cool feature. So first, to show this, I got to turn the bike on. So they've moved the push button from the center of the handlebars to the side here. That activates the TFT, brings the bike to life. So what I'm gonna do, it's gonna be a little awkward to hold the phone and do this at the same time, but I'm gonna stand the bike up and watch this. I'm going to move the center stand down. You hear that electric motor? Lifting the bike up to the brake point, where it now makes it really easy for me to push the bike up onto the center stand. I'm gonna set the phone down for just a second because I don't have anybody to video this for me. But that electric pony motor, let's call it, just eases the bike up to the point where it's really easy to then roll it up to the full lock position. So that's a super cool feature. And the older you get, the more you like things like that. All right, tech tip for the day. Hey folks, there's one other little tech tip I want to throw out about something new on the on the new 1300 GS. Central locking on your luggage. I've come down here to the parking garage to get my drone out because the view outside of our hotel is nothing less than spectacular. And I can unlock the side cases as I approach the bike with a simple press of a cymbal on the key fob. Now, I don't know if y'all will hear this as I come up to the bike, but listen. That noise indicates that the side cases are open. So let's just open up here. Boom. Get my drone. Lock the case back up, flip that down. Hit the cymbal, and presto, she's locked. Simple as that. No more fighting with the key to lock your luggage. Pretty cool. Well, we're getting a little tour of Ronda here, and part of it involves the bull arena where they do all the bullfights. And I personally have mixed emotions about the fairness of bullfighting, but it's cultural here, and so it is what it is. But the arena itself, sorry for the swinging sweatshirt. Okay, come on, who's going to attack? Yeah! All right, who's next? Well, there is a Google pin that is listed as the best view of Ronda, so I decided to give it a shot and come down here. There was an awesome little dirt road that I got to take and test this bike out a little bit in the dirt, which I didn't try very hard because it's got street tires at full pressure and it's not my bike. But what a spectacular setting, and finally we have some decent weather. I've been riding in rain mode all week. It has rained almost all day, every day, and it's so nice to have a dry day here in this spectacular setting. But right there, from this vantage point, is the famous bridge of Ronda. And just to the left at the very top is the hotel we've been at the last couple of days, which is one of the Paradors of Spain. But this is kind of my wrap-up video, at least from out in the backcountry. And I got to tell you, spending the better part of 5 days on this new GS has been enlightening. One of my friends, Colin, who's with us on this trip, said that you're sort of riding a software package because now of all the tech that is accessible through the TFT display. But Colin also said something else that's really interesting. And philosophically, if you really think about it, in America, no one really needs a motorcycle, but we love them and we buy them and we ride them because of how they make us feel. And this new GS made me feel pretty darn good. It's a familiar machine with the boxer motor and all of that, but it's also evolved substantially from the last model, and it's been an absolute pleasure to ride, and I can't wait to get some of them when we get back home, but I know it's still going to be a few months. So in the meantime, I know there's going to be a lot of press, a lot of articles, a lot of stories coming out, but it is an amazing bike. So long for now from Ronda, Spain.